I don't personally remember the U.S. Border Patrol and ICE being such asshats back when I was there. It's been a long time. I mean, God, 20 years now? 24? A long time. But I used to be a Border Patrol agent. I spent about 10 years in law enforcement, 7 or so in federal agencies. And there was always an issue with some people having a little racism mixed in. In fact, all of us have some racism. We get that. But it was generally frowned upon when to treat people badly. I mean, I remember we'd go out of our way to not do that. It was bad enough we were arresting these folks, but we didn't have any ill will towards them. In fact, I know that part of the reason I left the agency is because I never really felt good about what I was doing. Other than illegal substance interdiction and finding coyotes, I mean, I never really got into just arresting regular folks trying to make their lives better. I knew the reality of what was happening and what they were trying to do, and that them crossing illegally was really just a misdemeanor, like running a stop sign. So we never really looked at them like criminals. So rounding them up, a lot of times what we felt like we were helping these folks that were out in the middle of nowhere in danger trying to cross the way that they were. But it was never really this ill will, like that they were bad people. We never felt that. I mean, some people might have felt that, but it was frowned upon amongst all of us to act that way. That's totally different these days. I hear about these stories and I see things happening, and there's no way around the fact that you don't end up in situations like that where people getting mistreated unless there's been some sort of breakdown in just the moral compass of the people wearing that uniform. And that's a damn shame, because that's different. I remember going into the agency and meeting up with these old timers, basically what we would call the old patrol. These are these old crusty dogs that have been around forever. Now, these guys came up through the 50s, the 60s, and in the 70s in the agency. So if anything, you would expect that these old folks, these old country guys, rednecks that live out in the damn ranch, might tend to treat these folks with a little bit more racism. And I remember being a little shocked when I would hear these guys refer to the undocumented immigrants as wetbacks, thinking, oh man, that's racist. But when I really met them and worked with them day to day, they actually treated these folks with a whole lot of respect. They never talked down to them. They looked after them. They treated them with respect, even these old timers. And I remember that was instilled in all of us young guys. Again, this is 25 years ago, but it's clearly changed. And I'm kind of shocked that it's only taken about a decade of the bullshit and rhetoric that came from somebody like Donald Trump to change the mindset of the people. But there's no way around the fact that what is happening now and the way that they're treating undocumented immigrants in these ICE facilities, that only happens with the absence of a moral compass. I used to be proud of having been a Border Patrol agent. I have family that still works in the Immigration Service. That pride has gone right out the fucking window when I see what that agency has turned into and how they're treating those folks today. And just as a friendly reminder to all you folks that don't understand this, being undocumented in this country is equivalent of running a damn red light. It's a misdemeanor, and at that, it's a civil immigration violation. It does not warrant the rhetoric and the demonization that Donald Trump and his damn cronies are pushing on them. They don't deserve that. These are real people with real lives, and they're coming here to live the American dream, to find it. We understand they didn't do it the right way, so you fix that. But you don't demonize these folks and treat them like something that they're not. Sure as shit shouldn't just be deporting these motherfuckers without any due process. That's unheard of. Just don't lose sight of the fact that everything that Donald Trump has built up about immigrants is false. It's based on lies. They contribute more to this country than they take. They are less violent, less dangerous than natural-born citizens by far. They don't come here to commit crimes. And yes, there's always the one-off case where something bad happens, but you can't take that case and try to demonize an entire population of people. That's fucking racism right there. So if you are one of those MAGA cult pukes beating their chest because you support Donald Trump's immigration policy, there's only one thing to be said about that.
Fuck these Nazi pricks. Who the fuck do they